Hello UPSC aspirants, welcome to Get Into IAS. In this session, we are going to deal with properties of square numbers, which is presented by me, MS Geeta Ranjani. Before entering into the properties of a square number, let's check how to check whether a given number is a perfect square or not. So for that, we are having certain rules. By factorization method, you can easily find a given number is a perfect square or not. The first step, factorize by using basic prime numbers. What are the basic prime numbers? That is single digit numbers. That is 2 is a prime number, 3, 5, 7. So first you will have to check with these numbers. When these numbers are not divisible in that, you can move forward. That is after 7, 11 like the 2 digit numbers. That is called basic prime numbers. Then the next step is collecting all the prime numbers with their powers. Afterwards, you will have to collect all the numbers with their powers, checking for the powers. Why we want to check? By checking only we will be able to know whether the powers are even number or odd number. So here the matter is not about the base, that is not about the prime numbers, their powers. If their powers are even, then that number can be easily found as a perfect square. If their powers, all of their powers are not even, then we can easily say that it is not a perfect square. Now, say for example, we can take the number 60 first. So, 60 can be factorized under the prime numbers factorization. So, let me take first 2. 2 is divisible in 60. How many times? 30. Afterwards, you can take 2 or 3 because both are divisible here. So, 3, 10 times. Now, we can take 2 here 5 times. 5 is a prime number only divisible by 5. That's all. Now, you can, second step, you can collect all the prime numbers with their powers. Now, I can take which is 2 into 3 into 2 into 5. You can leave it 1. 1 is not a prime number or also it is not a composite number. Now, you can make 2 into 2 once, grouping. Now, simply you can write 2 into 2 as 2 power 2. Then 3 is 3 power 1 and 5 is 5 power 1. Now, checking for the powers. So, after grouping and collecting them, you can check for the powers. Here 2 power 2 which is a even power, but not 3 power 1. 1 is not an even number and here also 1 is not an even number. So, these two numbers are presented here but only having the power is odd. So, we can simply say 60 is not a perfect square number. This is the basic things we want to follow while factorization. The next number I am going to take as a perfect square in order to show you how these concepts are worked out. So here 144, everyone knows 12 square is 144 being a perfect square number. Let me break down, that is 2. How many times 2? 7 times 2 here, here 2. One more time 2 you can take or 3 also you can take. Here I have taken. So 3 times 2 is 6 and 6 times 2 is 12. So here 3. How many times? 12 times 3 is 36. Again 2 you can take, don't take 4. So here 6 times. Here 3 and 2. So finally we got how many 2's over here? 1 time, 2 time, 3 time, 4 time. So here 2 power 4 which can be easily taken into how many 3's are presented? Twice. So here 3 power is 2. So after factorization with the help of all the prime numbers, you are collecting and grouped 2 power 4 and 3 power 2. The final step is checking for the powers. Yes, the powers are even 4 and 2. So simply we can say which is a perfect square number. Now the properties of square number. The first property is no square number ends in 2, 3, 7 or 8. In simple words, a square number does not end with the unit digit of 2, 3, 7 or 8. Through this concept, you can easily say while looking at the number itself whether that number is not a perfect square or not. Say for example, 19278. By looking at the numbers, the unit digit is 8. So you can simply say this is never be a perfect square. One more example, 3343. So here the unit digit is 3. So you can say this number is not a perfect square. One more thing, 192. So we can say this is not a perfect square. So we can say any number which is ending with 2, 3, 7 or 8 is never be a perfect square. So what about the other numbers ending with that particular digit except 2, 3, 7 or 8? That is, you can take 250 and 2500. Here you are not supposed to say the zero numbers are all ending with 0, 1 like that. Other numbers than 2, 3, 7, 8 are 0, 1, 9, 6 and 5, which does not mean the number which is ending with these numbers can be a perfect square. It may or may not be. For that I have taken one of the numbers 0 here, 250 and 2500. Let's check. 2500 is a perfect square. 250 which is not a perfect square. But the only thing is, if any number ending with 2, 3, 7 or 8 will never be a perfect square. That is the only thing we can grasp from this first property. Then the next thing, how to recognize other numbers units digit, that is other than 2, 3, 7, 8, 1, 0, 9, 6, 5 and all, only by factorization. Let's check 250 and 2500. How can we say whether they are perfect square or not? So first I have taken 250 over here. 250, let me take 2 times. So 2 table 125 times. So here 5, 25 times. Again 5, 5. Now grouping all these factors. So 5 is presented thrice and 2 one time. So the powers are not even, odd powers. It is 3 and 1 are odd number. We can simply say which is a not square number. So we can say 250 is not a perfect square. Now the same thing if you are go through in 2500. So simply you can make 5 times. So 500. So here again 500. This 100 can be taken 2 here, 50 times, 5 here, 10 times, 2 here, 5 times. So 5 here, 1 time. So 100 I have taken, 50 is 2 times. So here 5, 10 times, again 2, 5. Now afterwards you can group all the things together. That is 5 how many times? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 times and 2 twice. So the powers are even for all the prime factors. So we can conclude this is a prime number. So numbers other than 2, 3, 7, 8, 0, 1, 9, 6 and 5 being the unit digit, only way you can check the number with the factorization method. The second property is the number of zeros at the end of a perfect square will be always even. In the previous example itself we have seen that the difference between 250 and 2500, because 2500 was end with 2 zeros while 250 is with 1 zero. Say for example, everyone knows 9 is a perfect square, that is 3 into 3. Based on that we can try to prove the property. 9 with 1 0, 9 with double zeros and 9 with triple zeros and 9 with 4 times 0, that is 90,000. Now from the group, can you say what are the numbers are a perfect square? Yes, numbers with even number of zeros at last. Here 2 numbers at the last, here 4 numbers at the last. So we can say these 2 numbers are perfect square. Why? Because it is added with the perfect square, number of zeros is even. So here we could not say these 2 numbers are a perfect square, which means if you take a square root of 9000, definitely you will get a decimal value. But in case of 900, you will get a integer value, that is simply 30 into 30, which is 900. 300 into 300, you will be getting 90,000, that's all. Property number 3 is squares of even numbers are always even and squares of odd numbers are always odd. That is, the square's nature will be based upon the number's nature. That is, if it is even, then the squares also will be even. Say for example, we can take the numbers and their squares. So here let me take 3. What is square of 3? 9. For 5, which is 25. Let me take 11. The square of 11 is 121. here the sequence of odd numbers. Also, these squares are all odd. The next set we can take even numbers. So 12 square is 144. 16, let me take 16 square is 256, while 20 square is 400. The left side I have taken all the set of even numbers, also their squares are even. This is said in the property 3. The next property, the units digit of a square of the natural number n is the units digit of the square of the last digit of n. Say for example, 4 square is 16, while I can take 14 square is 196 and 24 square which is 576. In the left side all are 4, in the right side the unit digit are same, that is 6. So this is stated in the fourth property, the units digit of the square of a natural number n is the units digit of the square of the last digit of n. So usually any number ending with 4 square is 16, right? So any number ending with 4 definitely will give you the result ending with 6. So this is the basic concept. Simply asking, anyone asking you what is 94 square, even though you are not knowing the value, you could simply say any number which is ending with 6. That is the logic behind this property. One more example. Let me take 2 square which is 4, 12 square which is 144, 22 square which is 484. In the left side all the units digits are same, in the right side also you could see all the units digits are same, which means that is any number ending with 2 will give you the result ending with 4. Say for example 2012 the whole square. If anyone asking you about the unit digit, you can simply say any number ending with 4 and that is the answer. This will be very useful in solving the problems under the unit digit trick. So looking at the option, any one of the option will definitely will have the value of 4, while the question is having 2012 square in the question. So you can easily conclude from the option which number is ending with 4, that is your answer. The next property, fifth property, the square of natural numbers other than 1. You can take the natural number above 1, that is from the 2 up to infinite, either a multiple of 3 or exceeds a multiple of 3 by 1. Say for example, let me take 2. 2 means 2 square we want to take, which is 4. When 4, which is when divided by 3, what is the remainder? 4 divided by 3, the remainder will be 1. So because 4 is a perfect square, it leaves the remainder 1 while dividing by 3. So the condition clearly states that by 3 or exceeds a multiple of 3 by 1 must be 0. Either the remainder must be 0 or leave 1. That is the meaning of this property. Let me take the another value, that is 3 square, which is simply 9. So 9 while dividing by 3 will give you the remainder 0. So like that you can check various numbers. Here I am going to give you 3-4 numbers. 4 square which is 16. So 16 when divided by 3 will give you the remainder of 1. So one more thing, 5 square which is 25. Let me take 25 divided by 3. 8 times 3 is 24. The remainder is 1. So like that you can check any of the square numbers. Definitely while dividing by 3 it will give you the remainder 1 or 0. So this property will help you to check a particular number while dividing by 3 will give you the remainder 2. Then you can easily conclude that number is not going to be a perfect square. For that example I am taking one more number here. So here I have taken one of the number like this. You can take 5, 6, 3, 9. Whether you are checking whether this number is not a perfect square or not. For that simply you can sum up all the numbers. Why? Because test of divisibility rule says the sum of the digits should be divisible by 3. So here checking for that, 5 plus 6, 11, 11 plus 3 which is 14, 14 plus 9 which is going to be 23. While taking the sum of 23 dividing by 3, what is the remainder? 7 times 3 is 21. The remainder part suggests the 2 value. So we can say this number never be a perfect square without using the factorization technique. The next property is the square of a number n which is equal to the sum of first n odd natural numbers. First n odd natural numbers means, say for example, if 3 is taken, 3 square will be equal to the sum of first 3 odd numbers. What is the first 3 odd numbers? 1, 3 and 5 are the first 3 natural odd numbers. So here we can say 1 plus 3 plus 5 is 9 on the right side. Left side 3 square is 9. Both will be equal always. Another example, 4 square. All of you know 4 square is going to be 16. This 4 square will be equal to the first 4 odd numbers. What are the first 4 numbers? 1, 3, 7, 5 and 7. You can take it. 5 and 7. Simply you can add it up. 7 plus 3, 10. 10 plus 6, 16. So this concept is used while doing arithmetic progression of the series. So we can say that consecutive first n odd numbers is equal to n square. We have already reviewed in that the formula is given as n square. So what is the first sum of first 50 odd numbers is simply 50 square, that is 2500. So what is the sum of first 25 odd numbers equal to 25 square, that is 25 into 25, 625. These are all the values without using any formulas, but you can crack with the help of this property. In this session, we have seen some of the very important properties of square numbers which will help you to crack with the logical analysis in most of the exam patterns. Meeting you in the next session. Subscribe our channel for more upcoming sessions. In the next session, we are also going to deal with some of the practice problems in the square numbers.